East will become another dumping ground.
A stern warning from Louisiana Congressman Joseph Gow, who today, with supporters at his side, offered a collective "not in my backyard" when it comes to one company's proposal to build a waste-to-energy plant in New Orleans East. Known as a gasification plant, it promises to transform 2,500 tons of trash per day.
This particular facility could have a devastating impact not only on the surrounding communities in eastern New Orleans, Gentilly, Lower Ninth Ward, Chalmette, Venetian Isles. It could have a devastating impact on our city as a whole.
Kathy Charbonnet represents 48 neighborhood associations in the East and says the plant is an incinerator in disguise.
You just don't get to see the black smoke that usually comes from an incinerator because they have a different process where they're removing the oxygen.
It's going to cost about $500 million in order to build such a plant, and the amount of energy that is required in order to make this project viable would be enormous. And to make it an economic viable plant, it must bring trash from other areas as well as trash that we do not want, such as hazardous waste.
I am so thrilled to finally have someone in Washington who represents my voice.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate it. It's been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Please be reassured that we are always focused in your needs over here in West Rico. I know that we were trying to help you with some FEMA issues, and we will continue to help you in connection with FEMA because we have a very good relationship with them. And if they will not cooperate with you, we will make sure that they do so. So
thank you so much.
Just let us know and just provide us with any issues that you have, any needs that you have, and I will see you in the...
We just came back from the LMA convention. I really want to thank your staff who really went above and beyond at that convention, and they have committed, because you and I spoke at this about at the SCLC, and they've committed to help me work on getting that historic designation and plaque for True Vine Baptist Church on South Avenue, and I want to thank them and you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
At this time, we'd like to present our Panther of the Year for 2008-2009, Miss Brittany Dudley.
Congressman Gow is going to just tell you a little bit about what he does.
What can I do to improve your school? What kind of science have you been learning? Biology?
We've been working on measurement. The first few weeks of the year we work on measurement as a means to experiment and observe. So we're working on measurement, the customary and standard measurement.
What is the... What
was the first measurement we came out? When we read out of the textbook last week. How did we start? What happened in England to start our measurement system?
Could you give me an example of an English? But I'm here really to listen to your concern concerning the healthcare reform bill or any issues you might have concerning crime, recovery, any issues you're concerned. The healthcare reform bill itself would require that people cannot be rejected for preconditions or for making any kind of clerical error in the application. So it is a very expensive package, and it's something that we have to be concerned with. I know that the president is concerned with it. He has said it repeatedly that he will not sign a bill that will increase the national deficit. So that is an issue that we have to contend with in the
I think the meeting went very well. You know, there's a lot of national meetings that you have a lot of press where there's a lot of big outbursts and yelling and screaming, and I think that was really kept to a minimum.
The meeting was very informative. I guess we got a full feel of the community, how they feel, some for healthcare, some against. But
I appreciate the fact that Congressman Gao was willing to accept open questions from the audience that were unfiltered.
I think majority of folks want to see some reform. We all don't know how to do it, but I think if we all come together with to find a plan that we can agree upon to get it done. So we're just here to try to lend support.
WPOK has had the opportunity to team up with Congressman Joseph Gao, Gerard Stevens broadcasting live this evening. We are in New Orleans East at Schaumburg Elementary School. Give yourselves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Obviously, every one of us, every member of Congress on the Hill, whether the person is a Republican, whether a person is a Democrat, would like to provide medical insurance for everyone.
So I believe that that we do have to address the human needs, and as an elected official, obviously, we have to address those needs in a responsible way, because we don't want to address one set of needs and then to go and generate another set of needs that we have to address. Because if we do not do this responsibly, then we might cause more problems than we actually solve. Hurricane Katrina was a terrible tragedy. It cost the lives of almost 2,000 people, and it also cost billions of dollars in damage. But out of the ashes of Katrina arise a new city and a new people. We look to the past in order to learn our mistakes, in order to learn the things that we did wrong. But we must also look toward the future in order to have the ability and the confidence to rebuild our city, to rebuild our district, to make sure that New Orleans again will become the cultural center and academic center of the South. So I have very much confidence in our future. I have very high hope for our city. But in order for us to go even beyond what we have done before, we all must come together to work together. We must look beyond our race. We must look beyond our party politics. We must look beyond the old in order to look at the new, look at our future, and to work together to bring a brighter future for our people to our country. Thank you very much.
Alright, you want to grab it? Alright, here we go. And I'll read it. This memorial honors those who perished as a result of Hurricane Katrina, which struck on August 29, 2005. This storm led to the greatest natural man-made disaster in our nation's history. This memorial provides a final resting place for those whose bodies remain unidentified and unclaimed. May they have eternal peace.
Togetherness. Let us continue that theme throughout today, throughout the rest of our recovery. Again, thank all of you.
On a very personal level, what we are all going through.
Well, I lost my home twice. 8 feet under Katrina and 1.5 feet under Gustav, so I know exactly what you all have been through. But as your congressman, you have my commitment that I have been very focused on the recovery of our district, especially the lower 9th ward. If you can ask Tony Russell, about how many times have we contacted his office and asked him, Tony, what's the status of Suno? Tony, what's the status of these projects? Tony, what's been happening with the Sewage and Water Board? You have my commitment with respect to the recovery of this district. I've spoken with the President on a number of occasions, and he has committed to the recovery of New Orleans. And we will show him the strength, the confidence, and the hope of the people of New Orleans. You know, there's an old saying, if it doesn't kill you, it will only make you stronger. I believe that Katrina has made us a lot stronger. That's right. And we will be a stronger community. We will be a stronger city. But we have to continue to work together. We have to overcome our differences. We have to overcome our racial tensions. We have to overcome what makes us different, but look at what we can do in common to make us a better community. I believe, just reflect on the statements of the mayor, other members of the city council, we must look after one another, because if we do not look after one another, then who will? We have a duty to our citizens, we have a duty to our leadership, we have a duty to one another to help us to move forward, to look at the hope, to look at the future, and to work together to make this, once again, a great cultural, economic center of the South. Thank you very much.